The hospital at night had its own kind of silence, heavy, echoing, almost sacred. Dr. Raina Ahmed walked through the dim hallway, her steps slow, her shoulders tired after a 14-hour shift. She had seen too much pain that day: an elderly woman who held her hand while taking her final breath, a young boy admitted after an accident, a mother crying in the waiting room. Raina had learned to be strong, but some days the weight of it pressed too deeply on her chest. She paused at the nurse's station just to breathe. That was when she saw her, the new cardiothoracic surgeon, Dr. Eliza Monroe, tall, graceful, with warm brown eyes that held more softness than confidence. She was standing under the yellow light, reviewing a chart, strands of hair falling around her face. She looked as exhausted as Raina felt. Their eyes met, only for a second, but something in the quiet moment felt familiar, like recognizing a long-lost emotion. Eliza offered a small smile, gentle, tired, sincere. Raina returned it, unexpected warmth blooming in her chest. She didn't know it yet, but that brief exchange would become the calm she didn't know she needed. The next evening, Raina found Eliza sitting alone outside the emergency ward. She had her face buried in her hands. Raina approached carefully, not wanting to intrude. Something about Eliza's posture, the way her shoulders trembled, made her heart ache. "Are you okay?" Raina asked softly. Eliza looked up, blinking back tears she tried to hide with a forced smile. "Just hard day." Raina didn't ask for details. She knew what heartbreak looked like. Instead, she sat beside her, quietly offering presence instead of questions. After a while, Eliza exhaled shakily. "I lost a patient today. A young girl." Her mother was holding her hand until the end. Her voice cracked. "I kept telling myself I could save her." Raina gently placed a hand on Eliza's shoulder. "You did everything you could. Sometimes, it's just life being unfair." Eliza leaned back against the wall, tears slipping silently. Raina didn't speak. She let the moment hold itself. Healing didn't always come from medicine. Sometimes it came from simply being there. From that night, something changed between them. It wasn't dramatic, more like small threads slowly weaving. They started sharing late-night tea breaks, quiet conversations between rounds, soft smiles during meetings. Raina began to look forward to seeing Eliza more than she cared to admit. One rainy night, thunder rumbled outside as Raina reviewed patient files. She was startled when a warm cup of tea slid into the corner of her view. She looked up to find Eliza standing there, smiling faintly. "You always forget to get tea," Eliza said. "So, I brought you some." Raina held the cup and felt her heart catch. It was made exactly how she liked it: light sugar, no milk. "How did you know?" Eliza shrugged. "I notice things." Raina didn't reply, but she felt a spark in her chest. A soft, dangerous spark. As weeks passed, their bond deepened quietly. Eliza had a way of seeing Raina, really seeing her. When she was tired, Eliza would send her small notes on sticky pads: "You're doing great. Don't forget to breathe." When Raina skipped meals during hectic days, Eliza would leave snacks by her desk with no note, pretending she had nothing to do with it. And when Raina felt overwhelmed, Eliza would simply sit near her, offering silence as comfort. One night, during an emergency surgery, the power flickered inside the operating theater. The team froze, but Eliza looked straight at Raina. Their eyes met, steady, reassuring. Raina felt strength she didn't know she had. Together, they saved the patient, moving like two halves of one heartbeat. Afterward, as they washed their hands, Eliza whispered, "I trust you more than anyone else here." Raina felt her breath hitch. "Me too." There was something unspoken between them, something fragile, warm, waiting. But life had its way of testing tenderness. One evening, Raina entered the break room to find Eliza staring at her phone, eyes filled with fear. When she noticed Raina, she quickly wiped her tears, but her hands trembled. "What happened?" Raina asked. Eliza hesitated, then handed her the phone. A message from her father flashed on the screen, long, angry, full of disappointment. "He found out," Eliza whispered. "About me being with women. He says I'm ruining the family name. He doesn't want to see me again." The pain in those words sliced through Raina's heart. Without thinking, she stepped forward and wrapped her arms around Eliza. Eliza stiffened for a moment, then broke into sobs, clinging to Raina like she was the only thing keeping her standing. "You're not ruining anything," Raina murmured. "You deserve love. You deserve peace." Eliza held onto her tighter, burying her face against her shoulder. "Why does it hurt so much?" "Because the people who should love us the most sometimes know the least about love," Raina whispered. They stayed like that for a long time, two hearts leaning, mending. From that day on, Raina made sure Eliza never felt alone. She brought her breakfast, walked with her after shifts, stayed with her during long nights of paperwork. Eliza, in return, brought laughter back into Raina's life, soft jokes, warm smiles, moments of joy she thought she had lost long ago. Love didn't happen all at once. It grew in small gestures, like the way Eliza would gently brush hair behind Raina's ear when she was stressed. Or the way Raina would fall asleep on the chair beside Eliza's desk, waiting for her to finish a report. Or the way their hands would graze accidentally during rounds, but neither pulled away. One night, as they finished a long shift, they stepped outside the hospital. The city lights flickered as the evening breeze brushed past them. Eliza looked up at the sky, then at Raina. "Do you ever feel," Eliza asked softly, "that some people come into your life at the exact moment you need them?" Raina turned to her, heart pounding. "Yes, I feel that right now." Eliza's eyes softened. She stepped closer, close enough that Raina could feel the warmth of her breath. "Raina," she whispered, "you make the long nights easier. You make the hard days bearable. You make me feel safe." Raina's breath caught. She raised her hand slowly and cupped Eliza's cheek. "You make me feel alive." For a moment, the world stilled around them, the distant sirens, the rustling trees, the hum of the city fading into silence. Eliza leaned in first, closing the distance with a soft, trembling kiss. Raina kissed her back, gentle yet full of emotion held for so long. It wasn't rushed, it wasn't desperate, it was steady, healing, like two souls finally finding home. When they pulled away, Eliza rested her forehead against Raina's. "I'm scared," she whispered. "I know," Raina replied. "But you're not alone." They stood there in the quiet glow of the night, hearts beating softly in unison. From that day forward, their love didn't explode, it unfolded. Slowly, beautifully, they spent more evenings together, cooking simple meals in Eliza's apartment, their laughter echoing softly. They shared stories they had never shared with anyone, past heartbreaks, childhood memories, fears of failing, dreams of a calmer life. Some nights they cried together. Some nights they healed each other with warmth, with words, with silence. And every morning, when they walked into the hospital together, shoulders brushing, eyes meeting with secret smiles, it felt like their own small universe in a place full of chaos. Love didn't make their work easier, but it made their lives softer, kinder, brighter. Every life they saved, every patient they comforted, every tear they wiped, strengthened the bond between them. Months later, one quiet evening, Eliza gently intertwined her fingers with Raina's as they walked out of the hospital. "You were right," she whispered. "Love doesn't always come loud or sudden. Sometimes it comes quietly, like a heartbeat you don't notice until it's part of you." Raina squeezed her hand softly. "And once you feel it, you can't imagine life without it." Their eyes met under the soft glow of the streetlights. Two doctors, two women, two hearts that had been bruised, tired, and lonely, now healing, together. In the quiet night, with the city humming around them, they held on to each other, not because they were broken, but because they understood each other in ways no one else ever had. Their love was gentle, their love was kind, and it was theirs, quiet, steady, healing.